KeyBank actually has one of the best credit cards that you have around, and it's not really that complicated to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards. A lot of folks believe it's really complicated, but it's not. So let me give you the pro tips you need to follow if you are trying to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards. Okay, so there are three ways to see if you pre-qualify for a KeyBank credit card. So either you have a pre-screen offer via the mail. I'm talking about USPS mail, snail mail. Okay, and pre-screen offers show up in your mailbox because a KeyBank, you have a KeyBank offer. Okay, and KeyBank is trying to see if you qualify for certain credit products. So if you choose to apply for a KeyBank credit card offer after receiving a pre-screen offer in the mail, you are likely to get approved. However, it's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed when we talk about pre-qualification in general, okay? And so, but it's always important to give it a try, okay? Make sure the offer is legitimate. So if you have any question, it's always better to contact the number on your KeyBank pre-screen offer to at least ascertain the validity of the offer. Okay, so that's the first option. That's the first way to see whether or not you pre-qualify for a KeyBank credit card. The second option is to see if you are pre-qualified online. So the thing here is that usually if you log into your KeyBank account, if you already have a relationship with KeyBank and you have a checking account or savings account or even have a credit card for that matter, you can log into your account online or you can go through the KeyBank app and see if you have offers there. Sometimes KeyBank will actually they will notify you. They'll let you know if you have if you qualify for certain offers based on your credit profile. This is why we always tell our viewers and our clients to always update their online account. So if you have an account with KeyBank, it's really important to update things like your income, your address, your employment information, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So that's the second option. The third option is to call KeyBank directly. So if you already have an idea of the kind of card you're looking for, just contact KeyBank directly, or even better, go to the nearest branch, sit down, have a conversation with the branch manager, and ask them whether or not they might pre-qualify you for a credit card. Sometimes you never know. It's just a lot better to ask directly, and at least you have a chance to answer any questions that they might have. And right then and there, they'll let you know whether or not you're pre-qualified or not for a KeyBank credit card. So those are the three options. Number one, pre-screen offer in the mail, regular mail, USPS snail mail. Second option, see if you're pre-qualified online. There's actually usually a link where you can click and see, you can enter your info and see if you're pre-qualified. And the third option is to contact KeyBank directly. Now, here is the approach I want you to really follow. If you want to boost your chances of getting pre-qualified for KeyBank credit cards in general, the first thing you want to do here is always try to pay on time. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And we're having a quick convo about how to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards. Now, when I'm talking about paying on time, I'm not even talking about just your KeyBank credit products or your KeyBank credit cards for that matter. No. I'm talking in general, because see, KeyBank is constantly monitoring your credit profile. They're constantly monitoring your financial information, right? And without you knowing it, I mean, basically they're paying attention to your inflows and outflows. So they're looking at your checking accounts, your savings account with them. If you have direct deposit with them, they're trying to see how much you're getting paid every month or every 2 weeks. So they're paying attention to that. And they're constantly they're monitoring your credit reports by doing soft pulls every now and then to see whether or not there's something derogatory that is major happening to your credit profile. And it's really important if you want to stay on the right side of the equation when it comes to KeyBank pre-qualification opportunities. You want to pay on time all the time. Okay, it doesn't matter whether we're speaking about student loans, whether we're talking about credit cards, whether we're talking about regular loans, whether we're talking about regular lines of credit, whatever it is, whether we're talking about credit cards, whatever it is, make sure you pay on time all the time. Now, I'm not asking you to pay in full. That will be another option to pay. If you can pay in full on time all the time, fantastic. But if you can't pay your balance in full, at least pay more than the minimum balance. Okay, I'm not just telling you to pay just the balance. That will be foolish. But you want to pay more than the minimum balance so that you can reduce your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, over time. Okay, so that's the very first quintessential step you need to take if your job is to pre-qualify for a KeyBank credit card. Remember, I'm not just saying that you have to pay all your KeyBank balances in full. I'm saying you need to pay all of your balances in full, whether it is KeyBank or not. The next thing I want you to do here is that I want you to keep card balances low. Okay. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards. So when we talk about keeping card balances low, KeyBank pays a lot of attention to your CUR. See, a lot of credit card issuers care. Some credit card issuers don't care about CUR, but KeyBank is one of those players who really care about CUR. And as a matter of fact, the thing is that they care so much about CUR that they don't look at a 30% CUR as good. You got to have 25% or less. See, the usual standard piece of advice that we tell our viewers is to maintain a low CUR that's around 30% or less. With KeyBank, you really want to go even lower. So 20% is really where the sweet spot is at. Okay, if you're trying to be in good terms with KeyBank, you want to boost your chances of getting a KeyBank pre-qual offer. Really trying to lower your CUR. Okay, which means what? It means you have to live within your means. Don't charge things that you don't need. Always monitor how much you're spending. Okay, it's always important to be frugal in some cases. I mean, this show is not an exercise in frugality, but it's important, again, to make sure that sometimes you might want to delay, I would say, some purchases, because you want to pay attention to your CUR. So your credit utilization ratio is important if your ultimate goal is to get a pre-qual offer from KeyBank. They pay attention to that. And when we talk about CUR, we're talking about a correlated factor, which is your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay. Normally, if you're able to keep a low CUR by default, you're also able to keep a low DTI, a debt to income ratio, because debt to income ratio is a larger, more encompassing criterion it's like the umbrella for the CUR, because for your DTI, you are actually encompassing other types of loans, other types of credit products, not just revolving lines of credit, like credit cards and lines of credit, but you also have loans. You also have student loans, all kinds of loans. So bottom line is what? Bottom line is you want to maintain a low CUR and you want to maintain a low DTI. Okay. So if your goal is to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards, no matter the credit cards, I will speak about the credit cards later on, but no matter the credit cards, you want to maintain a low CUR and a low DTI. And the good thing is that you are able to actually lower your credit score in the process. I'll speak about credit score in the next section. The next thing I want you to do is to check your credit reports. See, the whole thing here is that KeyBank credit cards are kind of cool. And KeyBank is one of the credit card issuers in the nation that is pretty flexible when it comes to credit score minimum. Like generally, if you're around 600, you could qualify for a KeyBank credit card. Not a problem. You can pre-qualify and even qualify. Okay, it's not a problem. But the thing is that how are you going to know where you stand if you have no idea to check your credit report and score? Which is why you have to. I don't care what your strategy is. If your ultimate goal is to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards, you want to really apply. You want to not apply. You want to check a website called annualcreditreport.com that allows you to know exactly where you stand. Once a year, it's free. You have nothing to pay. Don't let anybody scam the hell out of you, telling you, hey, you have to pay $30 or $40 to access your credit report and score. No, those are scammers. I want you to get your ass away from them as soon as possible, so you don't have to pay anything. I mean, The government allows you to check your credit report and score every year, once a year, or whenever you get denied credit, so you know exactly where you stand on the FICO spectrum. Okay, so this is really important. And one thing I want you to also pay attention to is the fact that by knowing your FICO score, you can tell which KeyBank credit card you might qualify for, you might pre-qualify for, and even qualify for. Okay, because the last thing is you don't want to apply for a card that has a very high criterion in terms of credit score, where you're probably around 600 or 625. Okay, make sure that whatever card you apply for, your credit score is in sync with that card's requirements. And another reason why it's important to check your credit score and reports frequently is to actually see if there is a problem, like if you have some derogatory items, if you have some issues like fraudulent activity, or you have some kind of erroneous data. You have a chance to really actually nip everything's in the bud real quick. See, it's just a lot better if you catch a mistake early on. You're able to nip it in the bud and actually clear it as soon as possible. You have a chance to dispute the item. It's just a lot faster. So it's important to have a routine whereby you are constantly checking your credit report to see if to make sure everything is fine. Okay, so by doing that, you're giving the KeyBank a clean slate upon which they can actually they can actually make their decision in terms of approving you or not. So this is really important. Another thing you need to try is to actually improve your credit with more accessible products. See, the whole thing is that, by the way, before I even continue, I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards. So basically, what am I trying to say here? The thing is that if you want to increase your chances of pre-qualifying for KeyBank credit cards, you need to show KeyBank that you are able to manage different types of credit. See, the whole thing is, if you're only known as a one credit sort of borrower, one credit product borrower, you actually pose a risk to KeyBank, because they might be thinking, well, this person is not really reliable. We don't know, like stuff can happen, whatever. You don't want to be that kind of borrower, right? So make sure that you're able to mix things up by having revolving lines of credit. You can have a personal line of credit. You can have a personal loan. You can have a secure personal loan or unsecured personal loan. Doesn't really matter. You can have a secure credit card or unsecured credit card. Doesn't really matter. You can have you can have all kinds of credit products that show KeyBank that you are a reliable, a disciplined borrower. And it's just a lot better if you can get all those products with KeyBank. It's even better, because this is how you can deepen your relationship with them. When we talk about, we have an interesting concept, that's the MPR, your multi-product relationship. Multi-product relationship. This really focuses on making sure that you have a good banking relationship with the institution, with KeyBank in this case. So you have a checking account with them, you have a savings account with them, but also you can also try to deepen their relationship on the credit side of things. Okay, so it's all about having an all-encompassing relationship with KeyBank, whereby you're able to not only have checking account, savings account, but also credit products, so that you are able to beef up not only your credit score by having a credit mix, but also you're able to you're able to paint a good picture to KeyBank when it comes to approving you, right? So this is really important to think about, and this is where when we say you need to have a long-term relationship. Okay, so improve your credit with more accessible products. And if your credit score is kind of low, very low, you can start with a secure credit card. That's fine too. You can start with a credit builder loan. That's fine too, right? I mean, the bottom line is you want, again, to beef up your credit score. You want to reduce your CUR. You want to improve your credit mix so that you can boost your chances of being picked up by the KeyBank pre-qualification algorithm, so that they can send you an offer real quick, so that you can a good offer at that. One thing I also want you to do here is to update your income. Oh boy, this is really important. You cannot imagine how just updating your income will help you a lot being like pre-qualified for KeyBank credit cards. See, the whole thing is, first of all, we've already established that you need to have a relationship with KeyBank, right? This is like, we just we got that out of the way. That's important. And so you want to have direct deposit. Hopefully, you want to have direct deposit with KeyBank. So you want to have cash coming into your KeyBank account. So KeyBank can see your cash inflows and cash outflows. They know how much you're making. They know where you're working. They know how often you're paid. This will actually establish a strong profile with KeyBank when it comes to approving you. They know you're making money. They know how much you're making. Okay, and but in addition to that, what you want to do is you want to go to your KeyBank account right now and you want to update your income. See, when you actually join KeyBank, maybe a few years ago, or last year, or 2 months ago, or 2 weeks ago, you probably put a certain amount that you were making. But over time, if you joined last year or 5 years ago, over time, chances are you must have been making more money. But sometimes a lot of KeyBank or just consumers in general, they forget to update their income. So what you want to do is you want to update your income. You want to let KeyBank know how much you're making, how much money you're making now. Okay, so money. How much are you making now, boss? Talk to me about that. And make sure that you go to KeyBank right now through the app or through your online dashboard, and you want to update how much you're making. You want to update your other employment information, okay? Where you're working, the address and whatnot. All those things are important, and they will play an important role in helping you qualify for a KeyBank pre-qual offer. Now, let me give you a winner sort of approach here. Let's talk about you need to choose your preferred KeyBank credit card. If you want to pre-qualify for KeyBank a KeyBank credit card, you need to choose your preferred card, right? So you have the Key Cashback credit card, which is a really great card. You have the KeyBank Latitude credit card. You also have the Key to More Rewards credit card. Those are 3 credit cards that are really great when it comes to KeyBank credit cards that you might pre-qualify for. Let's quickly go through them so you have a clear idea what we're talking about here. So for the Key Cashback credit card, as the name implies, this is a cashback credit card that allows you to earn 2% cashback on every purchase with no annual fee. We love this card a lot. So basically you have 1.5% cashback on purchases, 2% cashback for clients who bank and stay with Key. So this is really good. The card is kind of fantastic because you have a 0% APR for the first 12 billing cycles on balance transfers made in the first 60 days. After that, the APR goes from 21.49% to 28.49% based on your credit. Okay. And then you have another card that's a KeyBank Latitude credit card. So this is a card that allows you to actually, to have balance transfers. So you have 0% for the first 15 billing cycles on purchases and balance transfers. Okay. But you got to make the balance transfers within the first 60 days of account opening to qualify for this introductory offer. And after that, your APR will be 19.49% to 26.49% based on your credit. And the third card I want to talk to you about, it's called the Key to More Rewards credit card. So this is a card that allows you to get rewarded for everyday credit card purchases, and you can actually stack up perks and benefits. And this is just fantastic. For example, you can earn 5 points for every dollar spent on eligible credit card purchases. There are no caps here. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And so the card, actually, the APR is kind of cool too. You basically are looking at 21.49 to 28.49%. So this is really good. So again, fantastic. So for example, this is a card that actually has a tiered program. So for example, if you spend $1,000 to $1,999 per calendar month with your KeyBank credit card, you will earn a 25% monthly points bonus. Okay, if you spend $2,000 or more, you will earn a 50% monthly points bonus. So it's just a way for KeyBank to actually incentivize you to use the card more often. But overall, this is a great card. So here you have it. If you want to pre-qualify for a KeyBank credit card, there are 3 credit cards you want to go after: the Key Cashback, the KeyBank Latitude, and the Key to More Rewards. Thank you so much for your attention. I want to quickly recap here. If you want to pre-qualify for KeyBank credit cards, make sure you pay on time. Keep card balances low. Check your credit reports. Know your FICO score. Improve your credit with more accessible products. Update your income and choose the best card for you. When it comes to KeyBank, we have three main cards that you could pre-qualify for. We have the Key Cashback, the KeyBank Latitude, and the Key to More Rewards. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.